US President Donald Trump is already making waves in Turkey, where he's attending the NATO summit. He's launched fresh calls for the US to annex Greenland.
That should be controlled by the United States, not by Denmark. And when they wouldn't go along with it, and with all the money we spend to help them with Russia, and we don't have to spend any money, we could remove all of our soldiers out of Europe.
So Trump has criticised NATO recently after member nations refused to help his war in Iran, though many European leaders are keen to show Trump their increasing defence spending after he asked them to step up. Joining us now is Dr. Ian Lesser, foreign policy expert, and he's there in Ankara in Turkey. Good to have you with us, Dr. Lesser. So NATO is going to respond to Donald Trump's bid for Greenland. What will they do?
Well, I think on the Greenland side of things, I think people are going to quietly ignore the comments that were made and hope this issue goes away over time. I think, allies are going to be very keen to talk about what they are doing, what they are spending, and to have Donald Trump claim that as a victory. They are spending a lot more. They are doing a lot more. And the drafts of the communique that have been circulating around actually say a lot of very sensible things about, reassurance about Article 5 and the commitment to the alliance and things like that. So, there's probably a bit of a gap between some of the comments that are made, on camera around and about and what actually comes out of the summit itself. But we'll have to see. So
they'll ignore Trump's Greenland comments, will they?
I think they'll do their best to ignore them. They really want to concentrate on other business. And there are some very important things here. I mean, about spending, getting a sense of where the United States is really going to go in terms of its future troop presence in Europe. Are we really going to cut as much as the president has hinted or not? That's part of it. What will European allies be asked to do in terms of maritime security in the Strait of Hormuz over the next months and maybe years? These are all things that are going to be discussed, I'm sure. And I think they would love to put the Greenland issue aside if they can.
So Trump's been quite critical of NATO. He has issues with them right now. How tense is this summit going to be?
Well, it could easily get very tense. I think one of the elements here that actually helps it from being too tense is the fact that President Trump has a very good relationship with President Erdogan here in Turkey and wants to hand him a victory. Doesn't want to, jeopardize what would otherwise be a very important event for Turkey. And so I think that plays into the sort of stable side of this. But honestly, you just never know. These things used to be very well scripted, very predictable kinds of events, and they haven't been in recent years.
OK, Dr. Lesser, we thank you for your insight this morning.